What's up, Internet? It is January 8th at almost 9 p.m. as we continue our adventure in our Animal Crossing life in the town. You may be noticing it's kind of sort of late once again. I kind of spent all day moving a bed and Christmas trees and stuff for my grandma, so I'm actually really tired, and I didn't get home till late, so this is literally about as early as I was capable of actually streaming this, so my apologies for this being late. I also know that everything closes at like 9, so this is going to be probably a very short episode, or at least a very uneventful one. Still a blue dresser. Do we get anyone new? Yes, we did. Hambo. That sounds vaguely like a pig. Oh, hey. Who's running the show here at the igloo? Spike. I can make a lot of money with Spike there, or I could just, you know, not. And it's tempting to do either at this point. We're gonna go deliver our fossils, because I think we got a double that we can go deliver to Nook. That'll be our first plan of attack. Not sure what we're doing after that, though. I kind of like the museum song. It's very simple, but I kind of like it. I'd like to donate some stuff to Mr. Blithers. I have a Plesio skull. Alright, so we actually have two, because I think we already donated a dinosaur track as well. You should buy it from me, Blithers. You should. I could use the bells. Hell, you know what? I will fall on my sword for you, Blithers. If you wanted to, say, donate to my Patreon and support my show, I would give you the Plesio skull. How's that sound? No dice? I got a mammoth skull. You can have that, though. It's kind of funny that this early we've not only gotten doubles, but we've gotten 2 doubles in one session. That's kind of interesting. Nice thing is, if Nook is around, we can just sell these to him and make a fair amount of bells. I think skulls are like the most valued in the like actual dinosaur skeletal structure of hierarchy. You should buy them. That way I could have bells to do things with. Alright. Fine, Blithers. Oh, I also looked it up. Apparently we're only missing like 2 fish that are exclusive to this time of year, too, so that's kind of nice. But that also is very telling that there just really isn't all that much to do in winter in Animal Crossing. Okay, to Nook's Cranny. Which, saying that out loud sounds vaguely dirty, but onwards. Okay, he's still open. I guess he closes at 10, so we at least have a little bit of time. There's my old shovel I don't need anymore. Thick paper, we're gonna need that. Gelato shirt, what does that look like? That does not look like Italian non-dairy ice cream. That is usually very delicious if it is raspberry flavored. Or vanilla or lemon gelato is also really good. Really expensive though. Nook. I think I see a shirt I'm going to buy. I'd like to sell. You may have this ugly shirt. And this. And this. And this. And this. And this. And that's pretty much all going straight to paying off my house later. I'm gonna buy some flowers to make the town a prettier place. Because at some point I would like to try and do like the perfect town stuff, but that takes a lot of motivation I do not have. I've done that once and that was enough for me. I don't need to look at it, I will just buy it. plus raffle ticket. Also, I think money that goes towards upgrading Nook's shop is actually working both ways. Like, if he pays you money that for stuff you sell, then that counts towards that counter as well. So that's kind of neat. Oop, there's a weed. Let's pluck that. Oh, hold on. Let's change up our fashion a little. And our background. At least for a little bit. Alright. Plant some flowers here. Plant some flowers here. I guess we should start hitting rocks with shovels. As well as potentially trying to catch some bees. Or some easy bells, provided that I can actually do it this time around. What are you, fish? Are you one of the fish we don't have? We can donate you to the museum. I don't think we caught that one yet. I think the ones we're missing are like the bitterling and like the pond smelt, which can ironically be caught from the river. But we've got everything from the ocean, that's for sure. Let me sell one of those. And we've got another bit of a rock. I kind of like the golden tree. I'm not sure you can even get bees from it anymore, but I like it all the same. We kind of need to just have like a town full of gold trees. We did get to 10,000 though. Awesome. That's gonna be good for our house. We can fit 2 more. We'll just put our raffle ticket over here. Alright. More money for us. Which means we can pay off our house a little faster. And that's good, because there's more house for us to pay off later. And, you know, we want to not have to deal with that. Or at least deal with it sooner rather than later. In fact, that's about a quarter of what we had left to pay, so we're not doing too bad. Oh, I guess we don't need the shovel much anymore. I guess I'll start shaking trees. Bells. Wish we could find some more gyroids. I love gyroids, and I want some good ones. I'm not thoroughly impressed with the ones we do have. Hey! A fine painting. We can try and donate that to Blithers. I think I already have, though. I think it's the only painting we found. We've run into like 4 of them. This is a very plain house. Kind of like this guy's style, though. Rocking a headband. So what's your deal, Hambo? Oh well. I'm just gonna keep shaking trees. And try to catch some fish, I guess. Because that's a thing we can actually do at this point. Even though it is very late in the day. Try and run into more bees. Like that. Okay. Now I think they're going to come from our lower left area. And I whiffed. Crap. Oh well. I mean, it looks painful, but the worst thing about it is the fact that every villager takes like an extra 20 seconds to complain at you for getting stung. And you lose like potentially 3,000 bells for whiffing. There's a ball, which means someone's going to want it, which means I don't want to do that quest ever. You silly booker. Hey, we got some more paper. I think the skull works with the Viking horns. It's a nice combination. More bells for me. Ooh, a thing we can dig up. There's usually about 4 or 5 fossils you can find every day. We found one. I think there's one north of the museum as well that we missed out on. Or rather, I saw but just forgot to go back and get it. It's honestly one of my favorite GameCube games. It's great. I'm excited for the new one, but I'm also very cautious because the thing about Animal Crossing is, honestly, I don't think it ever got better than the first one. Like, they added some new features, but they also took away features. Like, this is the only one in the series that has NES games you can play, for one thing. And, of course, you know they're not going to add those back now that Virtual Console and stuff like that exists. At best, you'd probably get, like, access to your Virtual Console list in-game or something. You know, it would be really cool, since it's on the next one's going to be on the Switch. They could integrate it with all those, like, remake of the Neo Geo games, and just have, like, Neo Geo arcade games in your house. That'd be awesome. I've always wanted a Neo Geo arcade machine. Like, it's funny, I've got lots of goals in life, a lot of professional goals, but I think it's important to balance professional goals with, like, fun goals. And one of my, like, fun goals is I want to have my own personal arcade machine. And then, to expand on that, I want to have my own personal arcade. But that would involve me actually having money. Should start writing letters soon. More bells. But I'm the boogeyman from your nightmares. That's why I'm showing up so late at night with a messed up face like this. You smelly duck. Talk to me. Neither. If you gave me a piece of furniture, I'd be willing to. Because it would probably be worth more than the dace, but... And I've got 2. But... I caught a boot. Now I have to go run this back to the dump. Hey, there's part of a snowman. Another dace. What do we want to get rid of? Oh, what we'll do is we'll just write some letters to the museum. Yeah. I don't know, I think it's that weird NES program and like the preferred online content Nintendo's providing or whatever is just stupid. And that's coming from someone who's got it and paid significantly less than a normal person does for it. And I mean, you know, compared to their contemporaries, like, PS Plus is something like, I want to say like $12 a month, and Xbox Live Gold is something like $15 at this point, and I hear it's going to get another increase this year. You know, Nintendo's actually offering a pretty decent price point. It's like 20 bucks for a year. And my brother actually did something really smart where he got a bunch of his friends together, plus me, and just said, look, I'm going to set up a family plan, which is $40 for a year. Everyone contributes. Everyone gets, you know, Nintendo Preferred for basically $2 for a year. And it's like, yeah, alright. But, you know, I still haven't used it. And I think the only interesting thing about it is, I mean, I guess there's an NES library, but, you know, I already have the RF with its extensive library. I think it's strange that the... Oh, there's a bag worm. We could try and catch that for some bells. I think it's strange that Nintendo's got, like, a special purchase program for a special controller for NES games if you're in that program. But it's still wildly expensive, too. Like, yeah, I could get NES controllers for my Switch. It's only, like, an extra $50 plus whatever I have to pay for the Preferred program. And, you know, I've had it for probably 2 months now, and I still haven't even looked at it. I don't know if, one of my biggest questions was, is it a consistent library, or does stuff in the library, like, rotate out of service as new stuff is added? And I still don't know the answer, because I haven't honestly ever looked at it. I think the only time I ever took my Switch online was to play Splatoon 2 once. But, you know, I'm hoping this means I'm going to get some deals or something. But either way, I'm not exactly paying much for it. You can have 2 daces and a scallop. Not bad. You can get a lot of money for fish. Yes, The World Ends With You, the bad remake of it, was on the Switch. As was Starlink, as was Let's Go Eevee, as was Super Mario Odyssey, as was Breath of the Wild. I'm not sure there's much on the Switch that I would recommend. I mean, on the bright side, it's better than the first year the Switch had, which the entire console was on my worst Game of the Year list. Just because there was just nothing for it, and I still don't think there's really a reason to own it, but... With Octopath Traveler and Eevee, there's at least some good on it. Ah! Timed that wrong. There's a few games on the Switch coming out that I'm interested in, though. There's, like, Daemon's Ex Machina. Excited about the new Yoshi's game, even though the last, like, every one since the first one was considered to be basically a whiff. As well as the new Metroid Prime, because I love Metroid Prime. Oh, right, I got the Money Rock already. So, you know, there's stuff coming out for it, but it's taken a long-ass time, and I'm still not sure it's a worthwhile purchase at its current price point. I like the original Yoshi game. Which is really funny, because the first time I played that game, I hated it so much. I think it's just because I was really bad at it, but... No, the first one was on the Super Nintendo. It was a sequel to Super Mario World, but you played as Yoshi, carrying baby Mario around. It was like a predecessor to the N64 Yoshi story. And then I think there's like somewhere between 5 or 6 on the DS and the Game Boy Advance. No, not Yoshi's Cookie. Although that's an excellent Super Nintendo game I want to try and find at some point. No, it was called Yoshi's Island. You can also find a port of it on the Game Boy Advance. Ooga booga booga! Stop being mean. Cody Brain Fart is mean. When you're entering the town, every time he loads up, he forgets who you are and then says he's just kidding, and it's like, no, you're not. You're just an asshole like that. Cody Brain Fart. No one likes you. You smelly bear. You know who a cool bear was? Stitches. He's not in this game, and that makes me sad, because he's one of the coolest bear characters, but still. You know, you could have a bear that looks like a teddy bear, and that's awesome. There's the thing we missed out on. Bells. I'm gonna have to go for the perfect town at some point. That is terrifying. Hey, kitty. That was mean. Snooty villager. Still gotta find that other snowball if we want to make another snowman. Fortunately, we've got like a month and a half before snow goes away, so I think we're okay for a little while. Throw that away. Most trees normally take 4 or 5 days to grow. Same as the shovel tree we grew. The problem is, not all of them grow, so we'll have to check. Oh, it did grow. Okay. The problem is it might be too close to these other trees. If that's the case, it will never grow past this point. We just have to dig it up and start over and hope it works. So the money tree is kind of growing. I just don't know if it's actually going to grow to its full potential or not. Trees in Animal Crossing are a bit hit and miss like that. That's not a mask, Pippi. You're mean. You know, you're supposed to be a friendly villager. You're mean, Pippi. Buy our products. Trust me, they make the game better. Actually, I've done the whole Connect Your Game Boy Advance Animal Crossing thing. The only thing of value you can get out of it is an NES version of Wario Woods. And it takes an embarrassing amount of time to actually try and get it. Actually, that's kind of the one thing that really pisses me off. And I mentioned this before, but there's like a total of something like, I want to say something like 20 or so NES games you can get in this. And the really, really good ones, you can't get unless you use a cheat device, because they were just not really implemented. Like, they're fully in the game, but you can't get them any other way than a cheating device, and that sucks. That's kind of why I want to get a action replay for the GameCube, just so I can get Legend of Zelda, Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros, and Ice Climbers. Oh, we should donate that days before I forget as well. Please be something good. Pond smelt. Okay, this is actually a winter thing, so it's good we got that. We're now just missing one winter fish we need to catch. So that's nice. We're working our way up the ladder of having all the winter fish. I think we still need the bitterling, though. Another pond smelt. Because ponds smell pretty bad. Which is ironic because, as Bobby's World will tell you, underwater the fish don't stink. There's a small bass guitar. If this were another point in the year, that would actually be useful to me, because there's a fishing tournament just for collecting bass guitars. But alas, not now. Oh, is this another stupid fish? Come on, stupid fish. It's either that or it's a piece of garbage. If it's a stupid fish, it'll be hard to catch, even if it wants to get caught. Oh, we got a koi. That's actually a hard to find fish. It's available all year round, but it's rare. I think the last fish I was able to catch when I caught all the fish the first time was the pop-eyed goldfish. I know the last insect I needed was a snail, because for whatever reason, those are stupid hard to get. Which is yet another reason why I'm planting a bunch of flowers. It helps pay for Nook's upgrades, but also it means that I can hopefully get snails at some point. Another pond smelt. And we can sell all this crap to Nook too, which is cool. Now the thing is, if I run around, there'll be no way for me to catch that. One thing worth noting is, once our town reaches maximum capacity, we can run into the mayor who's just wandering around the riverbanks, like, asking, you know, hey, would this be a great place for an extra bridge? Because I think we need one extra bridge. And you can kind of decide where you want that bridge. And if we can, I think the best place would be right about here. Because then we don't have to go around this entire nice little pond area. Because down here, it's not that bad. Up here, it's not that bad because there's sort of like a... It's sort of like you've got 3 areas and there's no way to really work around that too much. And down there, it's like, well, it's one area. But up here, I think the best placement for a bridge would be up near the waterfall. So, hopefully we can do that. I know the first time in my first town when I ran into that situation, I said, yes, an extra bridge would be great. And, I didn't realize if you tell them no, you can kind of basically tell them where you want a bridge. As I understand, so... we're going to try and do that this time. Because I think that would be basically the perfect place for a bridge. Oh, I need to make sure that is a fine painting we donated, or else we have to order it from Nook because I sold it. Whoopsie. Like the coelacanth. People thought it was completely extinct, and it turns out it's not. Actually, you can catch them in this game. It's just like one of the hardest to catch fish. And every character can only catch one, which sucks. Because I'm gonna have to deal with the, I want to have this in my house, but I also want to, you know, donate it to the museum so that we can complete the museum. Assuming we can even do that. If snails will have anything to say about it. I know the first time I built a town, snails were not appreciated. Koi are fascinating creatures. The place I used to work had a koi pond, and I had to, like, clean it every week, and it was really, really fun. But it's interesting because it doesn't look like they have teeth, but they do. Because they actually eat their food by inhaling, as opposed to, like, biting. So you wouldn't think they'd actually need food, but apparently they do. Yes, that is a fine painting. I read a bunch of crazy koi facts at one point. Like, apparently there's nothing between their mouth and their stomach. It's just a straight shot. And a bunch of other crazy stuff. It's genuinely fascinating. Look up koi facts. It's genuinely a fun read. Online, because, it's just neat. I like how animals react to, fish and stuff. Ah, crap. And if I caught that, Pippi here would start clapping. Yes, koi are also a symbol for Japan. This is true. Japan has a lot of symbols, though. Like, if you just narrow that down to, like, mascot characters, literally everything seems to have, like, 3 mascot characters in Japan, which is weird. Okay, we can donate that to the museum. That's nice. Another dace. I like that you can just wander around your museum and see the fish you've donated. That's kind of cool. Alright, we'll give it one more quick look around for fish. We'll donate these and I think we'll be done. Come on, little tiny fish, be a goldfish. I think those are available year-round, but they're really hard to get. That is a goldfish! It's worth its weight in fish. Great. I would love to see Japan someday. Another small bass guitar. Yes, the snack that smiles back. Goldfish crackers are so good. I've had some of those goldfish graham crackers. There's a few kinds. Like I had one that was like vanilla cupcake flavored. That was really good. I had pizza flavored goldfish ones. Those are really good. I just like the standard ones as well. I had goldfish pretzels. Seriously, the people at Pepperidge Farms who make goldfish crackers and stuff, those guys know what they're doing. I've seen the multicolored goldfish. Those seem strange to me, though. Wait a minute. Hold up. Just a second. I do believe. Sorry, fish. We found the snowman. So now we just gotta try and get it in there without killing the snowman off. Or have him go for a swim. So let's try. Now, I don't want to push it into a wall or anything, because if you do, they tend to explode, and that's no good for anyone. So we're just gonna let it sit here for a little bit, gain some mass so I can actually control where we're going with this thing. No! Well, that's that. There's always tomorrow, I suppose. I gotta try and get the rest of the treasures from the igloo at some point, too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got what I wanted, but there's still like 3 we're missing, and one of them's actually kind of cool. Alright, I think I donated a pond smelt, but let's just make sure. Which is what? Have this crab fish that you can catch anywhere. Oh, the stuff I need from an igloo. We still need to steal their chowder, because that is a thing you can do. I need some crab stew, which sounds really unappetizing, as well as a fireplace. Honestly, all I really want is a fireplace, but I got the dummy, which is all I really wanted out of it. But if we could get ourselves a fireplace, that's a nice piece of furniture, too. I will give you a goldfish, which actually does get a goldfish bowl if you put it in your house, which is kind of neat. Everything else just gets like a standard fish tank. Google AI fish. I've never had a goldfish. I had a fighting fish once. It lived for like 3 years. It was incredible because I hear they only live for like a few months normally. Betas are neat. I think I donated this guy as well. Yep, I did. But the important thing to take away from this is we can sell all of this to Nook. And make some bells. And then help pay off our house. That's actually really cool if you have a huge fish tank at your work. I know back before the place I worked shut down, we had a pet store department that was basically just a place where you could buy, like, fish. And I always thought it was really cool that there was just, like, this aquarium section you could go visit from time to time. We're doing really bad at collecting raffle tickets from Tom Nook. Alrighty. So I think we are more or less done. We just gotta get rid of some fossils. Oh, that's my Employee of the Month shirt. Let's not get rid of that because you can't get another one. Fish. Ah. Alright, post office. Post office. Alright, let's mail some letters, Phyllis. More. And I don't have to pay shipping on these, which is nice. Because shipping costs have jumped kind of astronomically. Which is sad. And that's why I can't buy as many games off eBay anymore, aside from the fact I don't have a lot of money. Also, import fees. Why'd they start adding like an import cost thing on top of everything on eBay? It sucks. I mean, if you live in America, it's not that big a deal, but I live in Canada. I have to pay import fees on everything. I don't think we went to this acre all this time. I'm not seeing anything of value, though. It probably is a huge scam. I know there's sellers that, like, end up charging, like, $50 for shipping on, like, a small item. Because they make their entire money off of their shipping. And that's a total scam. That's a barbell steeled. We have to actually put that in the museum. But that'll be for tomorrow. So, remind me tomorrow because I'm not gonna remember. I'll probably summon Nook and regret it later. And a freshwater goby. That is a very ugly fish. I think fish actually give you quite a huge boost to your HRE rating too. But I think our house, it's a bit cluttered, but it's not too bad. Wish we could get some better gyroids though. We got a little this. And our master sword over there. And our sand garden. And our little snowman friend chair. And our good music. You know what? I like this little house. Anyway, I think that will be it for today. We will be doing more tomorrow and every other day. At least by intention anyway. Hopefully too many extenuating circumstances will not prevent that. I might be back later to do another thing for some footage I need for a video review, so you could check that out perhaps. And if you want to see more from this stream, feel free to follow it so you know when we go live. As well as check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see everything else I've done, which is a metric crap ton of stuff. And if you really want to make my day, check out my Patreon, help support me there so that I can continue to do awesome stuff. Because, you know, it helps to actually be supported so I can actually afford to do awesome stuff. And if you do, you get yourself on the Patreon supporters Discord, where we can talk about how awesome our little gyroid friend Lloyd's dancing skills is. Because he is rocking out right now. Seriously, what's up, Lloyd? Rocking out. I love this little guy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you at least tomorrow. Peace out, Internet.